Louisiana. Murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to you. Yeah. Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year like goes on. Haven't let the thing loose, girl, in so long. You been inside, know you like to lay low. I've been peeping what you bringing to the table. Working hard, girl, everything paid for. First, last phone bill, car, no cable. With your phone out, gotta hit them angles. With your phone out, snapping like you Fable. And you sure know, but it's alright. And you sure know, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah. That's a real one in your reflection. Without a follow, without a mission. You really piping up on me. You gotta be nice for what to these? I understand, you got 100 bands, you got a baby band, you got some bad friends. High school pics, you was even bad then. You ain't stressing up no lover in the past tense, you already had them. Work at 8 a.m., finish round 5. All down, you don't see them outside. Yeah, they don't really be the same.
Good afternoon and welcome to George Finnie Stadium, home of the Yellow Jackets men's soccer for today's Ohio Athletic Conference game between the Muskingum University Fighting Muskies and your Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. Muskingum enters today's game with an overall record of 3-9-1 and an OAC mark of 1-3. BW comes in today's contest with an overall record of 5-7-2 and an OAC slate of 1-2-1. And now for your starting lineups. First for the visiting Fighting Muskies. Sophomore defender, number 3, Tyler Valley. Sophomore midfielder, number 5, Keaton Taylor. Senior midfielder, number 6, Abdikani Muhammad. Senior forward, number 7, Mahfouz Yakuba. Sophomore midfielder, number 10, Badi Makram. Freshman forward, number 12, Mason Sims. Freshman midfielder, number 16, Terrence Wright. Freshman defender, number 17, Garrett Hughes. Junior midfielder, number 23, Kia Fowler. Senior defender, number 27, Ryan Watson. And freshman goalkeeper, number 99, Logan Kaplinger. Muskingum is coached by Corey Kirk and assisted by Gavin Long. And now, for your Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. Sophomore goalkeeper from Aspen, Ohio, number 0, Sam Cipriano. Junior defender from Madison, Ohio, number 3, DJ Kessler. Freshman forward from Ravenna, Ohio, number 5, Alex Horan. Sophomore midfielder from North Olmsted, Ohio, number 7, Owen Wright. Sophomore forward from Parma, Ohio, number 9, Matt Diaga. Sophomore midfielder from Cleveland, Ohio, number 10, Matt Lundgren. Sophomore forward from Kent, Ohio, number 11, Michael Payne. Sophomore defender from Strongsville, Ohio, number 12, Thomas Bradella. Sophomore midfielder from Talbot, Ohio, number 14, Ben McCauley. Freshman midfielder from Westford, PA, number 29, Jacob Young. And freshman defender from Hudson, Ohio, number 36, Ben Holland. Ruble. At this time, we ask that all fans please rise and kindly remove your caps as we honor America and those who protect our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of the national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome into George Finnie Stadium here on the campus of beautiful Baldwin Wallace University. And might not be the most beautiful afternoon here today. It is wet, it's definitely rainy, and it's breezy, which makes it feel very cold out there in the stadium here at George Finnie Stadium. Expect some wet surfaces, going to be a slick track here on Tressel Field as well. And we'll see if these conditions really affect this match. Here in this one is these two teams both are searching for wins, want to get back on the winning train after the Yellow Jackets have gone on a two-match skid with losses at Wilmington and then a really tough test against number 20th ranked John Carroll, falling in that one 8-1. BW comes in with a record of 5-7-2 overall, 1-2-1 in the conference. For Muskingum, though, they're on a three-game skid here at the moment. Their last win was against Heidelberg right at the end of September. So far in October, they haven't won yet. Losses to Marietta, Otterbein, and Capital. So can Muskingum come into the house of the Yellow Jackets and manage to end their losing streak? Or will the Yellow Jackets find a way to put themselves in a better spot in the table as BW currently sits in that sixth spot, right behind Capital, and Muskingum is knotted up, tied with Marietta in that 8th spot in the standings. Yellow Jackets will be going from left to right on your screen, and they're all gold uniforms. Muskingum in the all red. Of course, you're watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. So you may have heard the starting lineups just a few moments ago over the PA system. I'll touch on those here in just a moment in case you missed it. We talked about the weather. Going to see if that plays any effect here in this one. Of course, as I mentioned, when you're down there on the turf, the slick surface, great opportunity to hit the shots low. Again, when you get around the edge and want to put a cross into the box, think about driving that thing low because, again, it will skid off of the surface. Could make things difficult for the defenders back there. And the Yellow Jackets looking to go on the attack here first in the opening minute. Opportunity on the throw. Kiera's in the starting lineup, and this one hits the outside of the net there on the shot. An opportunity to put that one back across the goal, and Kane went near post, beat the goalkeeper at the near post, but again, not able to find the net on the correct side. So still 0-0 here in this one. What looked like a great opportunity to break the deadlock right away. Run through, letting this one run through. It's going to get all the way back to the goalkeeper, who somehow keeps this one in play. Empty net, and probably smart there from the defender in Valley to just put that one out of play. Live to see another day, as Kaplinger was way away from his goal there. So before the throw, is this thrown into the feet of the attacker, and it's cut out by Muskingum. An opportunity to talk about the starting lineup for the visitors here first. In goal, number 99, Logan Kaplinger, the freshman. The rest of the starting lineup, number 3, Tyler Valley. Number 5, Keaton Taylor. Number 6, Abdikani Muhammad. Number 7, Mahfouz Yakubu. Number 10, Fadi Makram. Number 12, Mason Sims. Number 16, Terrence Wright. Number 17, Garrett Pugh. Number 23, Kia Fowler. And number 27, Ryan Watson. This one's sent long. Cut out in the middle. Still the Yellow Jackets have it. Playing this one back into the defense. An opportunity to talk about the starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets. In goal, number 0, Sam Cipriano. Number 3, the defender C.J. Kessler. Number 5, Alex Horak. Number 7, Owen Reyes. Number 9, Max Yakum. Number 10, Matthew Skladany. Number 11, Mike Kane. Number 12, Thomas Rudella. Number 14, Ben McCauley. Number 29, Jacob Young. And number 36, Ben Milhalik. Throws from the deep part of the attacking third. Long ball in. Right now an opportunity to fire, and that one deflects into the goal. Kaplinger got his fingertips to it, but not enough to parry that to the side. And the Yellow Jackets take a very early lead, scoring just over 2 minutes played into this match. So an ideal start for the Yellow Jackets here at home. 1-0 over Muskingum. So that long throw into the box was certainly dangerous. It bounced around. Looked like maybe there'd be an opportunity for a red jersey to step in, try to take a stab at that ball, see if they could poke it away and potentially clear it. Instead, it settles well for the Yellow Jackets to be able to fire a shot. And again, they find the back of the net here very early. Ideal start as they're looking to bounce back here and get a win after a very brief cold stretch on a tough part of their schedule here so far this season. Ben Milhalik, the defender, credited with the goal there. And that is his first goal this season. First points on the season. Been a mainstay in the defense, but showing he can get forward and do something on the attacking end. Stepping in's Milhalik after scoring the goal, winning the ball back for his team. Trying to drive this one into the middle of the field. It's going to bounce all the way through, an opportunity to clear, and Muskingum's able to get it out of the back. And have to say, even though the Yellow Jackets went up against a rival in John Carroll, the Blue Streaks, the other night, not only is that team in the Blue Streaks a top 25 team, they're ranked 20th at the time, have to say the way that they move the ball around, the way that they play possession, can also get out on the counter. Obviously, I've seen some of those players play in the NPSL with Cleveland SC as well. That is a very talented team. This Yellow Jackets team has had a lot of good moments here this season. Played really tough against another top 25 opponent in Mount Union, but there was something different about John Carroll. So despite the big loss for the Yellow Jackets, in some ways you can't really hold your head there on that one and hang your head, because from a viewer, I gotta say, and it might be a bold statement, but that John Carroll team maybe rivals Ohio Northern back in 2016, a team that was in the top 5 of the NCAA in Division III rankings. And I think they may be just nearly, if not as good as that team at that time. And the funny thing is that I mentioned that comparison. Ohio Northern and John Carroll are facing off here today. Of course, I'll give you score updates of matches happening around the conference as well. Time for Watson right now. No pressure at the moment. Can get his head up, looking for a runner down the field, and just really squanders possession there as he bombs that down the field to Kessler. McCauley, long ball driven, nearly made its way all the way through. A good run from Mike Kane there. And if it wasn't cut out by Garrett Pugh tracking back, then Kane could have been into the box, potentially an opportunity to fire another shot, go 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Appeared like that throw might have slipped a little bit out of the hands there of Valley. Reyes trying to win the header. Up another time, right, flicking that one on. Takes the contact from behind from Reyes, and a free kick upcoming for Muskingum. Opportunity to clear their lines. Skladany. Out to Milhalik. Kane back to Reyes. Reyes takes a touch. Again, that one just slipped away from him as he tried to get his head up and played out to the far side. Just lost control. And that one's deflected off of Reyes, out of play for a Muskingum throw.
Sports Medicine Institute, Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, BSN Sports and Nike, Barron's Bus Line, Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, and Olympic Forest Products, Medical Mutual Ohio, and the
Kessler, who,
Company.
From my perspective, played very well the other night, despite the big loss to John Carroll. Didn't give up. Got in on a lot of challenges. Still won a lot of balls there for BW, and maybe made it so it wasn't even worse on the score line because of some of the challenges and tackling he had. Staple back there in the defense. Quite a few of those guys played a lot of time. Rodella, Mahalik, as well as Kessler really played through about the whole match there against John Carroll. Here's Kane. Plays this one back. Opportunity for Horak, the curler. And that one hit the top of the bar. Good look there. Just unable to get the goal. That was an issue with positioning there for the freshman goalkeeper from Columbus, Logan Kaplinger. Started moving to his right, and that ball the whole way for the lefty was whipping back towards the near post. Goalkeeper almost got caught out. If it's about a foot lower, we're probably looking at a 2-0 scoreline there. That's something that freshman goalkeeper's gonna have to pay attention towards and make sure you don't try to jump that a little too early. This one's gonna roll all the way back into the box and picked up by Kaplinger. So 3 shots now for BW. Nearly 10 minutes played in the opening half. One of those on frame. And of course the one on frame is all it took to break the deadlock. And right now Muskingum just doing a lot of launching the ball long. Haven't had really any possession to this point. Don't really even have a positive touch in the attacking third yet. So having a tough time settling in right now, and credit to the Yellow Jackets how they've played to open this match. Cipriano finding feet. Up ahead to Kane. All the way back to Cipriano again. Long ball to McCauley. Right now the Yellow Jackets just able to keep working around the defense. There's that run from Kane checking in again. Doing a nice job of coming back, showing to the ball. And really playing that hold-up game. And now an opportunity for Muskingum maybe on the break, but Kessler slides in, and that's going to be a free kick right up along the sideline. So the first decent chance here for Muskingum, if they can get a good delivery into the box. Sent the red jerseys forward. This floats up in the middle. Initial header won by BW, and that one then sent out of play by Reyes, and a throw up coming for the Fighting Muskies. Fighting back to the ball is Yakubu. Valley gets the defender to jump. Square ball across the middle. Just missed the touch there, and Kane trying to get out in transition, barely kept it in play, and then gives it right back to Muskingum. Turning, some space for Muhammad, sliding this one through. Cipriano has to slide out to this one, got his fingertips on it before Yakubu could get there. And a heads-up play by McCauley. Play it around Yakubu and then clear it up the line. And that was the best opportunity for Muskingum. And credit to Cipriano for dealing with it, of course, on the slick surface. Poor cross there from McCauley. But the Yellow Jackets win it right back. Kane. Going to get back on his right foot, plays it back to Skladany. Horak wants the left-footed shot, and a curler had the whip on it, but leaning back, and that one sails up and over the whole way. No chance of dropping down on frame, but a lot of time, a lot of room for Horak there as no red jerseys step towards him. And if Horak gets another opportunity like that in this match, might want to think about seeing if you can hit a driven ball with your laces low, especially with being a freshman goalkeeper back there for Muskingum. See what he's got. Give him some tests. The opportunities appear to keep coming for the Yellow Jackets, and if they keep getting forward on the attack, they might stop. Yeah, not going to stop here. There's another attack coming. First corner on the afternoon for BW.
Corner kick by number 10, Matthew Skladany.
Skladany going to hit the in-swinger from the far side. A lot of gold jerseys right inside the 6 right now. So a crowd in front of the goalkeeper. And this one finds the net. Milhalik. That's his second on the afternoon. So pushing forward on the long throw, getting a goal. Pushing forward on the corner and getting a goal. So Ben Milhalik on a brace already with less than 15 minutes played so far here in the opening half. He's a guy who's played some outside back. He's played some center back this season. And it's always a big moment for a defender to score 1 goal in a match, but 2, that's not typical. And maybe the Yellow Jackets have another opportunity in transition on the break, and that one saved. Trying to go to the right of the goalkeeper, Kaplinger. He comes out, cuts off the angle there for Yakum. And that save means the Yellow Jackets have a corner upcoming, and they just scored from a corner a moment ago. That one from the far side. Now here the in-swinger coming from the lefty Horak from the near side. Up 2-0, looking to make it 3. Deep to the back post. Floats up there. Muskingum gets to the header first, and that one's going to land on the roof of the net. Take 2 upcoming for Horak. Skladany coming across. He wants this.
Skladany to take the corner kick.
After picking up the assist on the last corner. This time going to be an outswinger. Curling away, headed at the near post. At the top of the 18, Muskingum trying to clear, having a hard time doing so. On the second attempt, they're able to get it out only as far as Kessler, who's tripped up from behind. Right around the 30-yard line on the football hashes, so an opportunity from the free kick from the far side to put one in the box. See if Milhalik can get some good delivery on this one. Low driven ball, and that one slides through. Dangerous delivery there if there was a runner at the back post, but goes past everybody and now out for a goal kick. Corey Kirk in his first year as head coach of Muskingum. See what he can draw up for his team and really work out with them and what he wants to do here, because the way everything's going right now is absolutely the way of the Yellow Jackets. His team really hasn't settled in yet, hasn't been able to really get a ton of touches on the ball that have been productive. So already finding themselves in a pretty deep hole. A lot of time to play, but you need to get some sort of a rhythm here right now, and it's just lacking that. Horak has room, driving at the defense, gets bumped from behind there, tried to play that one through. Kane was cutting to the middle of the field, and Horak's touch just put off a little bit there by the pressure defensively, and now a goal kick upcoming, and looks like we're going to have a substitution on the next dead ball for the Fighting Muskies. Hop in front of Kessler. Rodella clears. Really nice switch there from Skladany. A lot of room for McCauley. Driving right now. Through ball. Yakum gets to it. Trying to put this one back across the 6. Yellow Jackets. No, barely. Saved off of the line. Horak came in with the left foot. Tried to curl that one in. And it's deflected. Would have been really an open net because Kaplinger had been beaten here on the near side trying to get out to that ball and was dribbled around. But the defender there, last ditch defending. And somehow, not 3-0, still 2-0 right now. First change of the afternoon for either team, as Mason Sims, the freshman forward from Peebles, will go to the bench. And checking in is Evan Laraba.
Subbing in for number 12, Mason Sims.
Throw into the box. Gets really to a red jersey there in Yakubu. Tried to flick it on, and Muhammad came crashing in. Cipriano took a little bit of contact, but was able to slide out and cover up that ball. And now the Yellow Jackets looking to get out in transition. McCauley from right back has had a lot of room to work with. The tracking hasn't been great from Muskingum. Here's a through ball. Looking for the run there of Horak and fighting to try to keep that one in play, but going to be last off of it. Actually, here's the thing. Horak a little over antsy. Little tug on the back there. Official calls a foul against Horak.
Team is in action today as they travel to New Concord.
That's just one where McCauley did a really nice job on that run. It was a good delivery to him. If he got his head up, though, and looked to the far side, probably should have switched the play rather than going to the near side run there of Horak. Just question some of that tracking, because the far side has been wide open for the runners getting forward for BW. Poked back from Kane. Yakubu has it. Yakubu optimistic, long shot there, right down the middle, and takes a couple skips into the arms of Cipriano. "20 minutes played so far in the opening half. You can probably hear the wind on the crowd mic here right now. That combination of the breeze, the rain, it was already a day in the 50s, certainly makes it feel really, really cold out there. So props to all the supporters who came out. See a lot of umbrellas down below trying to stay dry, but again, always have to give a shout out to the families, the parents, the other supporters who come, whether for the Yellow Jackets or Muskingum making the travel here to watch this one this afternoon. We've been blessed with a lot of really great weather here this fall. Abnormally warm temperatures as well. And this feels a lot more like those mid to late October types of matches we get a lot more here in the OAC. Long ball shanked off the outside of foot there for Abdikhani Muhammad. Didn't come off how he wanted it. Now the Yellow Jackets looking to possess again. McCauley driving forward. 1-2 between Rodella and Reyes. Heavy touch on that ball through, and really nice play by McCauley to let that one run. Horak cutting in. He wants it again. And Horak, that's the third time that he's wanted a shot from right around that spot. Really likes to cut in on that left foot and try to whip the shot in on frame. Again, just missed a little bit. Started it outside the post. Didn't work it back quite enough. Much better than the first one he had from that spot, because that one actually really had the right height on it. It was low enough that it would have been on frame if it curled a little bit more to the right. And McCauley just driving again. He's a guy that really seems to be unlocking things right now for BW going forward. A little heavy on the pass and picked up by Kaplinger. Wright tried to win the header from Muskingum. Switch from Horak out to the far side, and that one's cleared out of play by Pugh. And we're going to have changes for both squads. David Carlson,
subbing in for the Muskies,
senior forward from Japan,
number 14,
checks in for
David
the first
Carlson.
time this
Subbing in for
afternoon.
number 5, Keaton Taylor. Subbing in for your Yellow Jackets, number 26, Michael Tusick. Subbing in for number 11. And subbing in for number 5, number 2, Owen Huzika.
Number 2, Owen Huzika, the forward, getting some action here this afternoon, checking in for the Yellow Jackets, and a familiar face, number 26, Michael Tusick. Tusick certainly a threatening, attacking player. Need to come off the bench here in this one. We'll see if he makes an impact. There's the long shot from the right back, McCauley. McCauley continues to do things on the offensive end, getting forward, and he's had all day, lots of room. Drove that one with the laces. Had a ton of pace on it, certainly on frame. Kaplinger strong enough to parry that one to the side, but a corner upcoming. And next dead ball, we'll see some changes for both of these squads. There's a slide. It was just a little bit late for Yakum. Coming in from a bad angle, kind of from behind there. Thankfully didn't come straight through the back of the attacking player, Terrence Wright. Wrap that leg around and certainly touched the ball, but I have to say made contact with the man first, and pretty early going to the book, but that foul probably would warrant it, especially if it was later in a match. So I do not blame the official there for making the call, and Yakum has to be careful already here in the book pretty early in this one. Yellow Jacket supporters not going to like it. But that's the risk you run when you slide from that type of a spot. And you really had no chance of getting to it in the first place. So changes for both sides here
now
before this throw.
Number 9, Avery Warwick, subbing in for number 17, Garrett Pugh. And for your Yellow Jackets, number 17, Julian Carez. Subbing in for number 9, Max Yakum.
Julian Carez, leader in goals for the Yellow Jackets this season. Really been a super sub off of the bench throughout the majority of the season. Checks in for Max Yakum, who just went into the book. Poor clearance there. And Still Muskingum has it as the Yellow Jackets couldn't get it out. Really a whiff on that clearance. Looking to throw this one into the middle. BW gets possession back. Kieres, his first touch on the afternoon. Turns, finds Reyes. Here's McCauley. He's gonna have to go all the way back here, maybe. No, instead of square ball in the middle. And Young doing a nice job of staying aware. Wasn't necessarily the best pass initially, but he won it right back for his team. McCauley on the overlapping run. Driving in a low ball into the middle, and that one's dangerous. Liked the thought there, and actually decent delivery, just nobody quite able to get to that one, crashing in. Cleared out of play for a throw. Reyes, the left-footed shot. And that one awkward for the goalkeeper, Kaplinger. He fumbles that one immediately. And the Yellow Jackets have it again. Delivery into the box. Kaplinger gets his hands on it, but can't cleanly catch that one. And bounced around, but Muskingum able to get out of their 18. Heavy touch from Skladany. Get back in front of that. Heavy touch from Carlson. And now BW resets again defensively. Rodella has a lot of space in front of him. Can take some touches forward. Draw a defender towards him. Yakubu steps there, and now McCauley going up the line. Uzika, deep ball, and bounce there from Kaplinger. Couldn't catch that on the first attempt. Snags it on the second, and nobody able to get in there quick enough to cause any issues there for the goalkeeper for Muskingum. So still 2-0. 18 minutes remaining in the opening half. Some rare touches in the attacking third here from Muskingum right now. An opportunity to hit a cross into the box. Milhalik standing strong, gets a leg in there, wins that challenge. Now trying to shield out, and he's taken down. So Milhalik doing a great job of winning that one back from Muhammad in the corner. He was shielding, tried to let that one run out to the outside in the touchline. Turn that left foot and then try to drive it down the line. As he did so, late challenge taken down, winning that free kick. Milhalik's having an excellent afternoon with not just 2 goals, but some brilliance there defending as well. Long ball from Watson, hangs up there in the air. Kessler called Milhalik off. Won that initially, but it's last off of him, and a throw now for the Muskies. Avery Warwicks, who just checked in a few moments ago, about to take the throw. Abdikani Muhammad will go to the bench, take a seat, and Nick Bittinger in for the first time this afternoon. Kieres tripped up as he tries to cut back. Not enough to warrant a foul, says the official. Ball towards the box, flowed up there in the direction of really only gold jerseys.
Number 20.
Not exactly sure who the Fighting Muskies was trying to pick out there, but now BW sending bodies forward. McCauley has a ton of space. If this one leaks all the way through, takes a hard hop on the floor, and there's the proof of that slick surface. It goes outside of the 18 there. Awkward for Kaplinger. Did a nice job of realizing he had just stepped outside of the 18. Didn't use his hands to try to pick that one up. Dribbled back into the 18, of course, could then use his hands there. Slick surface and slick soccer ball causing some issues for the young goalkeeper. Three changes upcoming for BW.
Subbing in for your Yellow Jackets, number 8, Alex Gibson. Subbing in for number 7, Owen Reyes.
So number 8,
Number 16,
Alex Gibson.
Evan Scott.
Number 16,
Subbing in
Evan
for
Scott.
29, Jacob Young.
And number 6, Dresim Halila. In for the first time in this match.
10, Matthew Sladany.
Expect to see a lot of faces out on the pitch for the Yellow Jackets here in this one. If things continue to really trend that the same way that we have seen to this point. Of course, BW, they're going to want to see if they can put the ball in the back of the net a few more times. They've had the attacking presence, 10 shots to this point, 6 on frame. It's been a while since those 2 goals occurred, though. Scott giving chase, letting this one run out of play and slowing down. Got to be careful there. Track can get slick there, going into those benches here on the near side as well. Last thing we want to see is any spills. Here running off of the surface. In this one, long ball that will slide out of play. And a goal kick upcoming. So an opportunity to talk about some of the scoring updates here in the matches going on today. Mention that clash between John Carroll and Ohio Northern. 2 very talented teams sitting at the top of the Ohio Athletic Conference, and I definitely made a bold comparison where I said John Carroll is one of the best teams I've seen in a long time here in the OAC, and there's been a lot of good ones, but compared them to 2016 Ohio Northern, well, those 2 schools clashing here today, and John Carroll holds a 1-0 advantage about halfway through the second half. So still tight, still an opportunity in Ada for Ohio Northern to try to pull one back and level it up, but right now John Carroll sitting in a good spot on this afternoon. The other matches taking place today, Mount Union and Capital facing off from Bexley. Heidelberg in Westerville at Otterbein. And then the one that kicks off later today is Wilmington at Marietta. Of course, we'll get you updates on Mount Union, Capital, Heidelberg and Otterbein, and Wilmington and Marietta here later in this one. But as always, a lot of soccer action going on here this Saturday afternoon. 12.5 minutes left to go in the opening half for this one here, as you're watching and listening on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Mihalik looking for the pass to the near side. He's able to find feet. Uzika looking to Halila. Initially lost out, won it back, and then a heavy ball to Kieras. Need to put that one on the floor. Instead went in the air. And no chance that Kieras, as much as he would have wanted to get on his horse there, get into the box, he wasn't going to have a chance of tracking that one down. Into the feet of Yakubu. And Mafuz Yakubu, a guy that Muskingum wants to unlock in this one. Certainly their offensive leader, 14 points this season, 7 goals. He's had a couple touches in the attacking third, but he's had to do a lot of tracking back defensively, trying to come back to get on the ball. I feel like if somebody's going to be able to score from Muskingum and make things a little bit more interesting, it's probably going to have to be him if they can find him. Kieras. That one was just a little bit of ahead of him as Gibson was looking in his direction. Full extension on the stretch to get the right foot on that one. Off of the toe. And now cleared out by Muskingum. And a throw for the Yellow Jackets. Scott plays this one back to Rodella. Heavy touch there, but nobody steps. McCauley into the box. And it's not going to quite get there right at the front of the 18. Tusick was lurking on the back post. And out of play now. 10 minutes left to go in the half. These two women's soccer programs, of course, facing off today as well at Muskingum, playing on North Turf Field. And currently right now, because that one kicked off an hour ahead of this one, the Yellow Jackets hold a 3-0 lead late in the second half. So really all but over there in that one, as the Yellow Jackets are going to pick up the victory on the road. Just a matter of will it finish 3-0 as it stands right now. Switch from Milholic, pinpoint to McCauley. The run through. Huzika in the middle. Kieres lets that run. Probably should have touched that one and taken it himself, but might have gotten a shout from behind to let that one go. Decided to do so, but the Yellow Jackets get it right back. McCauley takes a touch, staying in. Runs into two defenders, but Kieres wins it back. Feels like every single time the Yellow Jackets appear like they're going to lose possession, somehow another gold jersey is there to help. Tusick deflected out of play. Corner upcoming. So been a little while since the Yellow Jackets have had a corner. Of course, on one of their first corners of the afternoon, it resulted in a goal. Skladany hit the end swinger. Milholic there right around the 6, just flicked that on, got enough of a touch that it deflected it towards the back post. Took a hop and found the side netting. Kieres now the guy going to hit the delivery, with Skladany on the sideline. His in-swinger upcoming from the far side. Again, a lot of bodies in that 6 right now. Towards the back post, and that one has too much mustard on it. Over the head of everybody, and curls out of play for a goal kick. And 3 changes upcoming for the Fighting Muskies.
Subbing in for the Muskies, number 22, Will Bullock. Subbing in for number 14, David Carlson. Number 13, number 13, Colton Cunningham. Subbing in for number 16, Terrence Wright.
So number 22,
number 25,
Will Bullock
Sean
checks
O'Grady.
in.
Subbing in for number 3,
Number 25, Sean O'Grady also into the match. And number 13, Colton Cunningham. So not the deepest roster over there on the touchline for Muskingum, but getting a lot of bodies out there on the pitch. Really first touch on the afternoon. Cunningham settles that one. Excellent first touch, and then immediately taken to ground by Halilal. Official looks like he says something to him on the way by. Again, maybe something that Halilal, has to be careful about. Really no need there on that challenge. Some contact from behind, play on, advantage played. Tusick has some room. Baited the defender in. Milholic outside of the foot, nearly found a player in the middle as Evan Scott was making his way up the middle. Again, if it gets past one more red jersey, the outstretched leg, Scott would have had some room at the top of the 18. Tusick, bouncing touch there, able to keep possession, turning back. And go play this one back into the defense as right center back Rodella looking for McCauley. That's offsides there for Huzika. He was running towards this near touchline, trying to get into the right channel. And all the red jerseys were ahead of him. He took a look over his shoulder to see if anybody was coming, but at that time it appeared like he even noticed he was then offsides, and near side official all over that one. Huzika, another opportunity here, except a heavy touch in the middle. Probably if he could have held on for just a moment sooner, Evan Scott wanted that one. Rodella's header straight up and out of play. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. tripped up was Milhalik. Official tried to play advantage there. No advantage, and pulls this one back for a free kick. And if you're just now really tuning in, or you missed the first portion of the first half, quick scoring recap. In the 4th minute, Ben Milhalik scored the opening goal as a long throw, bounced around in the box, and at the back post, he slid it home. Kaplinger got his fingertips to it, but the strong shot had enough pace on it to find its way into the back of the net. And then Milhalik again in the 15th minute, off of an in-swinging corner at the top of the 6, able to just get his head on that one, directed on frame, and that's where it stands right now. The Yellow Jackets looking to add to the tally, and they do on the break. Michael Tusick in transition, turned on the Jets, in such a long strider there, and then was able to slow down, get his head up. A composed finish, slotting it home. Clinical from Michael Tusick, and now it's 3-0 Yellow Jackets right before halftime.
Assisted on the play by number 6, Grisam Halia.
Halela gets the assist on the through ball slotted to Tusick there. Tusick, his 4th goal now on the season, and a change here before the kickoff as we get things back underway. McCauley, who's had an excellent opening half, will go to the bench. And checking in for the first time this afternoon is number 30, Nick Young.
Now in
Yakubu turns, has some space.
Abdullah Mohammed subbing in for number 36.
Right at the feet of
Ben Mahala.
Gibson, who's looking
And
long.
also in
This
the
one
game,
going to
number
slide
30,
through to Kieras.
Nick Young,
Fortunate
subbing in for
hop,
number 14,
1v1,
Ben Mahala.
pushing it onto the right foot. Just poked away. Well done defensively there by Fowler to stand strong and get it out. Yakubu off the shoulder, and Kessler comes across and cleans things up. And there's a little pull there right around the waist of Huzika. Again, sometimes players get away with that one. When they get beaten, they're just behind the player. Again, as they wrap around to the other side, they just slightly grab the hips there and turn the player just ever so slightly, but the officials all over that one here on the near side. On the free kick, it slides all the way into the box. Dangerous, sitting at the top of the penalty spot. Clear only goes as far as Yakubu at the top of the 18. Trying to get past Scott, doing a good job standing his ground, but it's going to be out for a Muskingum throw. Clock continues to tick down. 2.5 minutes left. Yakubu heads this one on, and Rodella has plenty of time to find feet, organize his team. Kessler has Young to the near side, going back up the middle. Touched ahead, Gibson on the run, had Tusick to his right. Makram plays that one off the foot there of Yellow Jacket, out for a throw. And the Muskies just taking a little bit of time here right now. Trying to settle things down. Make sure they don't give up another goal here before going into the locker room and talking things over. But Tusick wants an opportunity from deep. A low-driven shot. Really liked the look there from Michael Tusick from outside the 18. Had room on the right foot, even though it was right down the middle, and Kaplinger, pretty easy for him to deal with that one. Again, if it just catches that surface ever so slightly and just takes a skip, sometimes it can make things awkward for the goalkeeper. If it's placed to either side of Kaplinger there, could have been difficult. but not a bad idea
1 minute.
by any
Less than
means.
1 minute to go in the first half.
Huzika looking for that 1-2 with Scott, just not going to come off. But the pressure applied, dangerous there for Fowler. It's almost like he was unaware of Huzika on his shoulder. Unfortunate maybe for the slick surface there because Huzika stumbled. Here's Scott in transition to Kiera. Is going to keep it in play. Time to get his head up, cross this one into the box. Really optimistic there from Evan Scott. Ball's too low to really go for the full send on the bicycle kick. So almost went with the side volley there. Would have been really impressive to wrap the hips and the body all the way around, but not bad contact. Just shooting off to the far right of the goal. Really no chance of that one going on frame, but an attacking opportunity again at the end of the half for the Yellow Jackets. And that's going to do it for the opening half as BW goes into the locker rooms. Everybody's going to get to be dry, at least try to dry off as much as possible, get warm for a few minutes. And Muskingum has some things to talk over here on the road if they want to find a way to climb this mountain of 3-0 to this point. The Yellow Jackets have to feel good about where they're at right now, looking to, in that 2-match losing streak, get back in the win column, and things are trending the right way. For myself, Cole McDaniel, going to step aside here for the next 15 minutes on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. But don't go anywhere. Come back after the break, give you a scoring recap, as well as an update on stats and maybe some scores around the area.
Tonight, when it travels to New Concord for an Ohio Athletic Conference game against Muskingum University at 7 o'clock. The next home football game is Saturday, October 28th, when the team hosts an OAC and parents and family game against Capital University at 1:30. The men's and women's bowling teams are back in action on Saturday, October 21st, when the team travels to Columbus to compete in the Ohio Bowling Conference Tournament number 2 at Columbus Square Bowling Palace.
OEC, a leading technology company in Northeast Ohio, has an established education partnership with Baldwin Wallace University to help drive the regional technology industry. By granting unprecedented access to patented technology with real-life application, OEC helps enhance and further BW students' educations while preparing them for their future careers. Together with OEC, BW graduates will continue to shape and grow the regional technology community. Visit us at oeconnection.com.
Baldwin Wallace would like to congratulate Junior All-Ohio Athletic Conference distance runner Hope Murphy of Mogador on being named the OAC Women's Cross Country Runner of the Week for the second straight week and the 6th time in her career. Congratulations, Hope. men's volleyball team is in action today across the street as it hosts a tri-match against Ohio Athletic Conference rival Muskingum University and #1 nationally ranked Juliana College of Pennsylvania.
Howdy, I'm Miles Garrett.
And I'm Joe Thomas.
And even if we were Miles Thomas or Joe Garrett, we get the same level of care at university hospitals. Because the same people who care for the Cleveland Browns care for all athletes in Northeast Ohio. With expert sports medicine and world-class everyday care.
University Hospital's Drzezinski Sports Medicine Institute is here.
For you.
Cross-country teams are back in action on Saturday, October 28th, when it travels to Findlay to compete in the Ohio Athletic Conference Championships, hosted by Ohio Northern University at the Hillcrest Golf Course. Today's men's soccer results and all other Yellow Jacket athletic results can be accessed through the BW Athletic site at bwyellowjackets.com. Results are posted within an hour after most athletic events.
About to get the second half underway here from George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where the Yellow Jackets hold a 3-0 lead over the Muskingum Fighting Muskies. Of course, you're watching and listening here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. An opportunity to talk about the goal scoring recap and where the Yellow Jackets got the goals, what times, who scored them, of course, in the first half, in case you missed. Also an opportunity to touch up on some of the stats from the opening half. For the second half kickoff, by the way, the Yellow Jackets will be going from right to left now on your screen. Goal scoring opened up in the 4th minute. At the back post, Ben Milhalik was able to tuck it home off of a long throw-in. Then the Yellow Jackets took a 2-goal lead in the 15th minute, also by way of Ben Milhalik. Got his brace and currently sitting on those 2 goals right now. The assist by Matt Skladany on the in-swinging corner. And then the 3rd goal, Michael Tusik started on the bench here this afternoon. And then he added a 3rd goal for the team in transition. Pass through from Halila, finding Tusik, and Tusik calm, cool, and collected, tucking that one home at the back post and beating Kaplinger, and that is where we stand right now at the 3-0. Muskingum hasn't had a lot on the attack in that attacking third. Right now, out of the locker room, sometimes an opportunity where a team will sometimes switch off, and another one will come out hot in attacking. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets are fully switched on, of course, with holding the big lead here right now. Mentioned already, cold, chilly, and wet afternoon. Muskingum coming out with a little bit of intensity as they're trying to find a way to claw back into this one here early and get a corner. in the first minute of the second half. The in-swinging corner floats over everybody's heads, and that one's going to get out of play. A throw for BW. In the first half, 13 shots in total for the Yellow Jackets, 8 of them on target. Had 5 corners as well. Of course, the 1 yellow card to Max Yakum as well. 60% of the possession going the way of BW. Only 1 shot, 1 on frame, and forcing 1 save for Cipriano. So Muskingum, not a lot of opportunities. Need to find a way to really get the attack unlocked, especially Mahfouz Yakubu as well. Here in transition after winning possession, the through ball from Yakum. Probably should have taken that one on himself, gone at the defender. Instead trying to look for the run of Kane. And easy there for Kaplinger to pick that one up. Kane fighting back, stepping in front. Falls over the ball there. Clever from Kane. You see the hands in the shrug. Certainly unintentional there from Garrett Pugh. And the official kind of gave him a look of like, no need. What's the point in that? But that's all props to Mike Kane for tracking back. Playing strong, getting his body back in front, shielding off. And again, then winning that throw for his team. Yakubu, the through ball there. Muhammad is going to get to it. Cipriano had to dive back to that one. He was off of his near post. Looked like he might get beaten at the near post, but had to dive to his left and was able to make the save. And it's sent out of play for a throw now for the Fighting Muskies. So some new life right now for the visitors that we didn't see in the opening half. And 1 goal, despite the big deficit, could really be a difference maker to change the course, the direction of how things are going here. And the sooner Muskingum would be able to score, the sooner they'd maybe have an opportunity in this one. Yakubu sat up really well for him. If that one wasn't deflected, certainly looked like it had the direction, the pace to potentially beat Cipriano there at the back post, but Yellow Jackets standing in front. It's out of play now for a corner, and another in-swinger upcoming for Makram. This one driven into the middle, glancing header, and it'll slide all the way through, out of play for a goal kick now. So the wave of attacks for Muskingum do not end in a goal, and it's still 3-0. It's about 4 minutes played so far now in the beginning part of the second half. Opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to keep possession. Get calm, settle into the second half, holding the lead. Through ball to Yakum. Yakum has that taken off of his foot. Kane coming in, winning it back inside the 18. Great job of using his body, shielding off. Reyes wanted to hit that one, decided not to. And one back by the Fighting Muskies here. Yakubu sending it long. Here's Yakubu again. Makram. 1-2 with Taylor. Sliding in is Makram. Heavy on the touch, out for a throw for BW. Mentioned the women's matchup between these two programs. It did end up winning in a 3-0 victory for the Yellow Jackets. So again, a congrats to them for winning after losing midweek at John Carroll. So good for the women's team to bounce back and get the win there. And if things hold up and nobody scores, certainly the opportunity to have the same score line here in this one, but a lot of time, nearly 40 minutes left. And based on the way this has been played, wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe 1 or 2 goals, if not more here additionally in the second half. Just going to be a matter of, will be the Yellow Jackets scoring, or can Muskingum actually get on the board? Because they have really had a few chances here, which they didn't have in the first half. So an encouraging sign for the visitors right now. Muhammad shielding Milhalik. And that's an interesting call there, I gotta say. I think Milhalik, even though there was a slight bump, I think that was more of Muhammad going down on his own accord. He almost juked himself out of his shoes and went to ground. Ball flowed into the box. Trying to head that one away. Yakubu tucks that one home. Kisses it off the inside of the post. And I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, you have to feel a little half done by on that call. Certainly Yakubu had a great chance to score a little bit earlier. It was deflected, went out for a corner. And that's sometimes what happens there. I have to say the officials in this match have done a good job with the calls. Really can't say there's many complaints. That one there, though, was a little bit iffy. Milhalik certainly was there on the back of Muhammad, applying a little bit of pressure, and then he stepped away. He kind of got off of his back. Muhammad faked to go to his right, tried to spin to his left, and he just slipped. Got the call and ended up resulting in a goal. Good ball to the back post. Yakubu thought he'd be the key to potentially score for Muskingum to give them a chance in this one, and adds to his tally on the season. So Mafuz Yakubu now with 8 goals. 16 points for his team this year. It's 3-1. And some added life out there now for the visitors. Mentioned that only 1 shot in the first half. 1 on goal for Muskingum. Now 4 at this point. 3 on goal, and of course getting the goal. Now with a free kick here for the Yellow Jackets, an opportunity to, again, settle down. Feels like they haven't quite settled in defensively, settled in on the attack like they were in the first half. Came out a little cold here out of the break. Driven ball into the box there, and Kaplinger, easy for him to deal with that. Sticking a toe in there, Muhammad and Kane giving chase. Of course, slippery there on the track. Probably fortunate that fence is there. As Kane stays on his feet and is able to go crashing into the fence and keep himself upright. Shanked clearance there from Milhalik, who's had a really good afternoon. Kessler finds the feet of Young. Rodella splits that one to Reyes. Reyes has a lot of room. Pressure now up on his left shoulder. Out to the far side, McCauley. Looking to go 1v1. Out on the right channel, back into the box. Beautiful ball into the middle. Skladany was there. Young wants it one time with the left foot, and that one pulled wide the whole way. Goal kick upcoming. Now that there could be a run of play and transition for the Yellow Jackets that could give them another spark. That's what they need here right now, is a spark. Credit to that through ball from Rodella. Reyes for getting his head up, finding McCauley out on the outside, and that ball into the box was excellent. If it didn't take a slight deflection, Skladany would have had an opportunity one time to hit that one. Instead, he had to really get back to that ball, played it back to Young. Young had maybe time to take a touch and try to fire from outside the 18, but of course for the young player there in the midfield, wanted to hit that as soon as he saw an opportunity. Didn't pan out. Throw up along the touchline, stays in play, and cleared by Watson. Skladany shielding. Ball back to Kessler. Out to the far side. Takes an awkward hop there off the chest of Valley. Maybe an opportunity in transition. Horak dummies that one. Tried to let it run. It's sent out of play, but Reyes wants to go quick. Heavy touch from Horak. Cross towards the back post. Kane's going to get to it. Milhalik applying the help. Deep ball to the back post. Really nice run. In the 6, the kick there from Kaplinger. Really stuck that right leg out there on full extension. It stopped that ball from going through to the back post. Sat up right there in the middle, and Muskingum was able to put it out of play, but only for a corner, so an in-swinger now for Horak. Floats this one into the middle. Up, the glancing header there. Not enough power, not the direction from Kane. Out of play, goal kick. So have an update on the match between John Carroll and Ohio Northern from Ada. Of course, it's cold here. Know that out in the middle of those cornfields where it's so open, had to have been a chilly day in Ada. John Carroll held a 1-0 lead for quite a while. Ohio Northern scored a goal, but John Carroll still gets it done. Such a talented Blue Streaks team this season. And that's not an easy place to go play against a talented Polar Bears team, but coming away with a 2-1 victory there really sets John Carroll up in the driver's seat. They were already really in that top spot, but getting past Ohio Northern can put them on cruise control. Unless anything happens, they get surprised at some point. They're on the fast track to probably maintaining that top spot, winning the regular season here in the Ohio Athletic Conference. We're really at that halfway point.
Number 33,
as we're halfway through October.
Subbing in for number 12, Mason Sims.
Substitution up top. Evan Laraba checks in, and Mason Sims goes to the bench. Scoop there from Milhalik, gets him by Muhammad. Ball down the left channel. Yakum giving chase. Watson trying to shield off. Watson turning and puts that one out of play for a BW throw. Ball towards the back post. Didn't have any in-swinging whip on that one. Really just on a rope straight. Had to play in between two players, and that one skips out of play for a Muskingum throw.
Antonio's Pizzeria, Middleburg Heights, BSN Sports and Nike.
The matchup between Mount Union and Capital has wrapped up from Bexley as well. That one also kicked off at 1 o'clock. Mount Union came away with a 3-1 win against the Comets. Free kick upcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Another score update is Otterbein taking on Heidelberg today in Westerville. And they currently hold a big lead, 4-0 against the Student Princes. Hard bump there in the box. Milhalik stayed on his feet, didn't go to ground. Certainly a late challenge from behind. Saw the elbow, shoulder of Muhammad going into the back of Milhalik, so much so that it put him off that he couldn't put a cross into the box. That's one where, if you're Milhalik, I know it wasn't enough contact to push you to ground, but if you want to get that call, you might have to go to ground. Certainly enough contact there in the back. But most officials, when they see contact like that, and again, nobody ends up on the floor, they're not usually going to call a PK there. Regardless, went out of play for a goal kick a moment ago. Then the ball goes all the way to the other end of the field and a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. Rodella sending this one forward. Nobody there to get the initial ball for the Yellow Jackets. Won by Watson. Muhammad cut out by Rodella. Late contact there, no advantage for the Yellow Jackets, and free kick upcoming. Hollick can play this one short if he wants to Kessler. He's got room. Now a defender, and Muhammad steps forward. Low driven ball towards the box. Cleared before it gets inside the 18. Rodella, closest one in the area. Young trying to win that one back. Takes a bump. Official says, get back up. We play on. And that's definitely off the hand there of Kessler. Sliding in. Left hand was out. Linesman had a really good angle here on the near side. And Watson's going to send his team forward before he hits this free kick. This one here to the near side, and again, that wet surface, remember, on that turf, when it's wet out there, that ball's going to skip and slide. Saw that there. Might have been a good idea again on a dry surface there to Muhammad, but you got to take a little bit off of that. And as soon as it took a hop, really, no chance of Muhammad getting to it before it goes out of play. Over the end line for a goal kick, and now a couple changes for both of these squads. Muhammad will go to the bench, and checking in is Colton Cunningham. Alex Gibson also checks in for the Yellow Jackets. Poor pass into the defense there, but Rodella tracking back, deals with it. Cipriano, not the best contact there. A lot of backspin as it floats up in the air. McCauley is able to win that header here. Muskingum has it. It's Kane tracking back, and Kane is a guy at the wing position that is not afraid to track back defensively. Making a lot of runs to help and get back. Does a really nice job with his body position as well, getting in the way, shielding it off. Great play by Young, pushing this ahead. He's got room in transition, wants to play this one forward. Off the outside of the boot, sat up well for Yakum. Yakum turns and shoots with the left foot, and that one sails over and as it goes out of play. Horak appears to be okay. A lot of contact as Young made a great challenge. Jacob Young then got his head up, wanted to play that one back across the middle. Kind of slipped off of his foot, spinning towards the far sideline. But it panned out okay. As it hit Horak there in the stomach, he really got bumped. And then Yakum had an opportunity on the turn, just wasn't able to get it down. And Kaplinger was able to watch that one go high and wide. But one of the best runs of play so far here for the Yellow Jackets in the half. Still sitting on a 2-goal lead, Cipriano. Easy for him there. And losing again. Kessler looking for the feet of Kane. And he's pulled back there. So I have to give a lot of credit to Muskingum. They've obviously upped the intensity, upped the pressure. They look completely different than what we saw in the first half. But for the Yellow Jackets as well, this team's playing a little bit different than what we saw in the first. They were very dominant in the first half. Everything was going their way. Again, you have to be fully switched on when you come out of the locker room. It didn't feel that way for some of these players out there on the field. And after giving up that goal, maybe picked it up a little bit. But it's still not the same dominance that we saw in that first. miscommunication there. And Rodella, hard challenge. Going through the back there of Keaton Taylor. And again, when you get those arms extended and they go out and up in the air, pretty easy for the official to make that call. And unfortunately then, after the initial challenge, it appears like Terrence Wright again still down. Moving slowly but up and jogging under his own power. Good to see that Wright, the freshman from West Virginia, appears to be okay. Clock was stopped in the meantime. About 24 and a half minutes left in the second half. Long ball in the direction of Yakubu. Milhalik to Yakum. Settles it with his chest, looking for Kane, and Kane, oh man, that was close. Outside of the boot, flick on from Yakum. Kane, all he had to do was one step away from his chest on that, setting himself up. Excellent play defensively by Fowler, and then Fowler on the clearance there. Young floats it into the box, flicked on by Yakum, and then offsides would have been called by the official. The linesman put his flag up on the far side, but because it was in the hands of Kaplinger, center official says we'll just play on here. As this goes out of play for a throw, want to remind everybody that this afternoon's Yellow Jacket men's soccer match is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital's Drzezinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Soccer on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC
Sports Medicine Institute is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. The UH Drzezinski Sports Medicine Institute, your leader for comprehensive sports medicine
long
care.
Bouncing ball, 50-50. Rodella jumped early. Laraba came away with it and goes to ground. And
for more information, visit
says nothing there.
UHSports.org.
Get up, get to your feet. Pugh trying to play it up the right channel. Cut out by Milhalik. Low driven ball. Kane giving chase. Watson's going to get there first. Matter if Kane can keep it in play, and he does. Off of the hand there of Watson. Wins the corner. Could have been a handball and a free kick from the same exact spot as well.
Wallace by number 10,
But corners the call, and Skladany comes to the near side looking to hit the in-swinger. Again, a reminder, he hit an in-swinging corner that resulted in an assist. That time, glancing at the near post. Yakum has it, looking to go 1v1, heavy touch there. And Fowler shields that one out of play, and now a throw for Muskingum. Next dead ball for BW, going to be 3 changes upcoming. Kane, Skladany turning. Back to Kessler. Kessler wants to go long to the back post. McCauley had a ton of space. Header into the middle, an opportunity, and another goal for BW. Beautiful ball by Kessler. Have to give him a lot of credit for getting the head up, seeing McCauley wide open from right back. McCauley had a ton of room in transition in the first half. He does again there. One time, though, on the header across the 6. And set up perfectly for Max Yakum, who tucks that one home. 4-1 for BW. And things are starting to click a little bit more there for BW, and of course, feels good for them to get another goal after conceding one earlier in this half. So back to the 3-goal advantage that they had at halftime. Played a little bit over half of the second half now to this point. And changes for both of these squads as well.
Subbing in for Muskingum, number 12.
That's the
Mason
third goal
Sims
on the year
for
for Max Yakum.
33, Evan Larava. And number 6.
And for Ben McCauley,
in for number
his first assist.
Ryan Watson.
So the defenders,
And
your right back and your left back,
number 26,
have been
Michael
some of your
Tusick.
biggest
Subbing
attacking
in for number
threats here
11,
in this one.
Mike King.
Milhalik still on that brace,
Number
as I
2,
mentioned earlier.
Owen Huzicka. Subbing
And
in
McCauley
for
gets
number
an
5,
assist.
Alex Horak. And number 17, Julian Carriers. Subbing in for
I
number
think
9,
head coach
Matt
Reed Ayers is going
Yako.
to be pretty happy about that. You can't ask much more of your defenders than not only defensively making impact for you, but on the attacking side, getting you some goals and some assists. Production coming from all over the place here at the moment. PW trying to add to that tally, heading that one on, and at the edge of the 18, Kaplinger comes out and picks that one up. Into the feet of Kieres. Getting his first action here in the second half. Tried to play that one forward. Initial 50-50 ball won by Muskingum. They get the second one as well. Loose pass. McCauley steps in front of that one, trying to spark his team in transition. Fortunate deflection. Huzicka out to the far side, trying to cross that one in. It's deflected before it gets really far away from his body there. And now Yakubu in transition. Young standing in front, just trying to slow him down, let the gold jerseys come back and help. It's going to be deflected out of play for a throw, and that's well done by the young player against the star attacker, the senior from Muskingum. Don't have to win the ball, just have to step in, slow him down, let your teammates get back and recover, and that's exactly what he just did. Deflection and out of play for a throw, and an opportunity to remind everybody that this afternoon's Yellow Jacket men's soccer match is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket men's soccer on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. Gibson brings that one down. Excellent touch. Looking for Milhalik on the near side. Shielding Muhammad. And just going to be last off of the right foot there of Milhalik. Couldn't keep it in play. And a throw now for the Fighting Muskies. And a couple changes for the Yellow Jackets upcoming as well. Appears like Evan Scott's going to come back in on the next dead ball, as is Drasim Halillah, who has an assist. Kessler taken down. Young turns out to Rodella. Rodella one touch out to McCauley. Keeps it in play along the far touchline. Young lets that one run to Kessler. Into the feet of Tusick, who's drifted from the near side all the way to the middle of the field. Trying to go at the defense, poked away from behind there and loses out. Here comes Muskingum in transition, and pass can't get past Rodella. Yakubu was lurking on the far side. Skladany turns, makes a man miss, looks to go 1v1, cutting back on the right foot. He wants this one, curling it towards the back post, Not sure if it would have quite had the bend to make it right back on frame. Looked like it was headed directly towards that upright, but regardless, Kaplinger full extension. Parries that one to the side. Made what appeared to at least be a save that was going to need to be made. And now a corner upcoming, so out swinging corner from Skadany on the far side. Puts this one into a dangerous spot in the middle, and there's a collision. Hopefully both players are okay, but that was a hard hit there. Kaplinger went up for that ball. Milhalik, sitting on a brace, was looking to come crashing in, win a header, and potentially get his hat trick here this afternoon. He's beaten just by about a half step there by Kaplinger to that one, and they collide in the air, and both a little bit slow to get up. Thankful is that it appears that they're both okay, but wouldn't be surprised if they're both feeling that one tomorrow morning. So a free kick upcoming here for Muskingum. Get things started again, and then they quickly send one up the line, and that one's going to sail out of play. And now an opportunity for the two changes for BW. Really haven't had a heavy rain this afternoon at any point. It's really just been a lot of drizzles and mist, and
now enter your Yellow Jackets.
Just kept things damp, kept things wet out there, and that wind really hasn't died down at all.
Subbing in for number
Still
10,
pretty breezy. You can see the flag
number 16,
off to the
Scott,
far side of the stadium.
Jacob
It's consistently been really blowing throughout the entire match. Haven't had to see a lot of players have the long sleeves on this season because of the good weather we've had, but today, that's for sure, they do. This one bouncing back, Kessler, well done by the veteran there to head it back to Cipriano. Yakubu was trying to make things difficult, and Kessler, calm and composed enough to head that one back, and Cipriano, he dives on it. Long ball takes a hop. Tusik gets to it, and Tusik trying to keep it in play, turning the corner. It just skipped a little bit awkwardly for him there. And now a couple changes for Muskingum. Coming back in is number 16, Terrence Wright, as well as number 27, Ryan Watson, entering back in the defense.
Now into the game for the Muskies. Number 16, Terrence Wright, subbing in for number 20, Nick Bittinger. And number 27, Ryan Watson, subbing in for number 23, Kia
play. Muskingum throw again. 13 and a half minutes remaining in this match. 4-1 BW. And little by little, Muskingum gaining some yardage right now. Keep throwing it in, keeps getting headed out of bounds, or keeps going out of play. Shanked clearance. See what Mohalik can do. Plays it off of Tusik from close range. And now out of play off of the toe there of Tusik. Muhammad takes down Mohalik. And next dead ball, we're going to see some changes for both squads. Even a change in goal. Cipriano's going to get a rest, get a breather, and really shut it down for the day. That one hops just before it gets to Tusik. Gibson trying to play it out to the far side. Down the right channel. Halalau giving chase, and then put out a play by Watson. And here come those changes. Into the defense at left back is number 13, Abdullah Muhammad. Milhalik goes to right center back, and Rodella goes to the bench.
For number 5, Keaton Taylor. Number 9, Avery Warwick, subbing in for number 17, Garrett Pugh. And number 14, David Carlson, subbing in for number 6, Abdikani Mohammed.
So a change in goal. Cipriano went to the bench.
Number
40, Seth Warwick, came in tonight and got some action against John Carroll
subbing in for number 36
over the weekend. Excuse me, midweek.
Number 40, Seth Warwick. Now
that one was midweek where Warwick got some time. Now he gets some time here on Saturday as well. So again, the young goalkeeper getting to play out there between the sticks. Turnover in transition. Yakubu, 2v1 opportunity. Plays his teammate who lets it run. Poor decision there from Mason Sims to let that one run. He let the Yellow Jackets off the hook for giving that one up. Yakubu made the right decision to play his teammate, but Sims, if he just took a touch immediately right in front of him, he could have probably hit that one slide at home. Didn't there, and Yellow Jackets might be fortunate. It's still 4-1 up there on the board.
Sean O'Grady coming in for number 3, Tyler Valley.
Nick Young also checked in a few moments ago at right back. When Warwick and Muhammad came in, takes a touch off of the chest off of that switch. Nice control there. Finds Kieras, but gets hit right after releasing that pass. And a free kick upcoming for BW, right in front of the bench of Muskingum. Will Bullock just checked in for Muskingum a moment ago as well. Replacing Mason Sims. Here on the far side, Young wants to hit a cross, driven into the box. That one's dangerous. Clearance does go out of play there off of the boot of number 14, David Carlson, but didn't look convincing there on the clearance. A lot of side spin and awkward there, and Muhammad was right there at the back post if it got past one more player. Now the corner from the far side, an outswinger upcoming. And going short, Tusik. Kieras overlaps, Tusik taking the end line, back across the 6. That's a good ball in the middle. Milhalik was close. Muskingum just gets it out, and Kessler back at midfield finds Young. Young, heavy touch, opportunity in transition. Yakubu has space. But a vertical pass right into the feet of Kessler, and deals with that very well. Here's Gibson on the near touch line to Kessler. Tusik checking back, finds feet in the middle. Kieras, if he looks up to the far side, a lot of space out on the far side there for Young. Husika looking for the run there in the middle of Halilal, and just a bit much, and rolls to Kaplinger. Right idea there, but if Kieras could have hit that one just a touch sooner, Husika and Young could have been in with less red jerseys back. Still, the delivery to the far side ended up happening, but it was just a touch late after the spin, and then it went out that way. And sometimes this is just a game of split-second decisions. About a half second, 1 second can alter what happens in the final outcome of a play. Here's Tusik in transition, looking to go at the defense. Heavy touch there, the long strides of Tusik. Plays it out to the far side. Still a lot of gold jerseys up ahead. Runner wide open at the back post. Good ball there. The curler and the deflection. Evan Scott gets a goal, and the Yellow Jackets now lead 5-1. 7.5 minutes remaining in the match. very well done in transition, and that is when Michael Tusick is dangerous. When you get him out on the break, those long strides, the way he cruises up the pitch. Played it out to the far side. Excellent ball back it through the box there from Owen Husika. Found Evan Scott at the back post. Got stuck under his foot for a moment. Got it out from underneath. Tried to set up his right foot. He did. Curled it towards the back post though. Not sure if it would have been quite sneaking in at that back post, but regardless, the deflection off of the head of the defender is all it needed to go on frame and soar past Kaplinger into the back of the net. And the Yellow Jackets, now as I mentioned, with that 5-1 advantage. The second half was a little bit slower of a start, but here in the latter stages of the second half, it's really felt like, despite a couple transitions for Muskingum, and it's been a little bit more open than they had it in the first half. Have to feel good, though, about you won the first half convincingly, 3-0. And now really, on the scoreboard, you're still winning the second half, 2-1, when you break it down into segments. Halilal drives that in the middle, an opportunity. Kaplinger got up to it, but got more man than ball. That one off of the inside of the post there, kicks out and an own goal. Unfortunate bounce there for number 9, Avery Warwicks, the sophomore from Wilmington. Have to feel for him out there as it really hit hard off of that inside of the post, and of course then kicked straight out into the shin guard of the defender there. And as he was facing his own goal, really only one place that ball can go, and that's back towards the goal. And it was an empty net because Kaplinger was at the other side. So 6-1 now BW, adding to the tally. Of course, celebrations on the home bench. But again, that's one where you do have to feel for the defender. Not much he can do there. Never a good feeling putting one in your own net. And again, that one was one where it was almost happening and really too quick for him to actually react as that ball was coming back at him. Another chance there, Kira's full extension. But on the stretch there, not enough to put any pace on that one and get past Kaplinger. And now bombing this one up the field. Lands at the 35 on the football hashes. And the header initially won by Muskingum before it gets cleared by Kessler. Awkward bounce back. Yakubu. Back heel there, not enough of a touch. And one back by the gold jerseys. Gibson to Tusick. Touch off of the heel. Swing and a miss there. And Yakubu optimistic. Sat up for like a half volley as it bounced. Not the contact he wanted. And Warwick was able to clean that one up. 5 minutes remaining here in the match. Muskingum really did everything they could to fight back and make things interesting here in the second half. Played with a lot more intensity. And props to them for not switching off here coming out of the locker room, trailing 3-0. But BW just a little bit too much, and they're really starting to turn it on here right now. Tusick is drugged down. If there wasn't contact, there wasn't a foul there. His runner would have been offsides there on that through ball. But of course, taking the ground from behind. And that's the second person to go to the book here this afternoon. First one for Muskingum, stopping the counter. Now an opportunity to hit this one from distance. And this is a good look. I've said it before in past broadcasts, and I'll say it again. If you're a free kick taker and you're hitting one from not right up against the 18, you got some space to get up and over the wall and down, this is ideal. And that one looked really good there. Number 37, Brendan Waters, put that one up and over the wall. It had good pace.
Now
just didn't drop the
Jackets,
2 feet really it needed. Just a touch over the top of that bar, and it caught the underside of the goalpost there, so not too far above. And before the goal kick upcoming, a couple changes for the Yellow Jackets as well. So a lot of players getting in the match here this afternoon. Jacob Frank, his first touch really this afternoon. Send it out to the far side in transition. This one slides through just past the run and slide there for Kaplinger. Cleans it up, able to take some time before he sends this one up the pitch. Young and Booser collide. Yakubu, step over there, keeps it in play. And Warwick calls off Booser and picks that one up. Do want to remind everybody that this afternoon's Yellow Jacket men's soccer match is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Men's Soccer on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. Booser, a little nutmeg there, finds his teammate. Driven cross into the box, not handled first time for Kaplinger, but he does get to it before anybody else. Awkward bounce there for Muhammad. Glanced off the back of his head, went backwards. Dominican Corvardia was the one to actually send that one out of play, though. Able to deal with it off of the weird bounce, and Yakubu was starting to give some pressure. Young turns out to the far side, and that's not what he intended. Looking for Booser there. Sails out of play, and a throw upcoming. 2 minutes remaining. Muhammad plays that one long. Gigante giving chase. Just beaten out on that one by about half a step, but wins a throw for his team. A little sidearm throw there. On the verge of being an illegal throw. But nonetheless, of course, we're really in the final stages. Everybody then trying to get this thing wrapped up here. Final minute and a half bump there, and free kick now upcoming for the Yellow Jackets. So BW is going to move to 6-7-2 on the year, 2-2-1 in the conference, and this win definitely helps as they're trying to really secure a top 6 spot in the OAC. Sitting in that 6th spot right now, but it helps give them
less than 1 minute
certainly a little bit more reassurance getting back in the win column after a really tough stretch in the schedule here as of late. Of the last 3 previously, a draw against Mount Union at home, and then the losses to Wilmington and John Carroll. So certainly gives a little bit momentum here before you go on the road at Heidelberg. And you would assume that Heidelberg and Muskingum have been the two then at the bottom of the conference. You should, if you go and play at Heidelberg as you should, come away with a win in that one. So an opportunity to get 2 in back-to-back games, 1 down. And they'll start looking to the next one on Wednesday at 4 o'clock on the road against the Student Princes. For Muskingum, though, the 4-game skid continues right now, and it's going to be a really tough test at home against Mount Union on Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
3, 2, 1.
So a lot coming up, of course, as we've really crossed the midway point here of the OAC schedule. So plenty more soccer action, long way to go, but a good result for BW here at home. Final score of 6-1. As I mentioned, BW 6-7-2 now, 2-2-1 in the conference. Muskingum falls to 3-10, 1-4 in the OAC. For myself, Cole McDaniel, you've been watching and listening here on bwyellowjackets.com Farm and OAC TV. Want to thank all of the viewers and listeners out there here this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Of course, I will be back with you here shortly.